Hello YouTube, and welcome to my first of the Steam Sale Aftermath series. And I'm going to be starting with Faster Than Light because I just made a decision to start with the first game mentioned in the comments, and the first one mentioned was Faster Than Light and Civilization 5, so I'm going to be starting with Faster Than Light. It's a fun little indie game that I got in the sale. I was planning to get it in like the last Christmas sale, but I just sort of never got round to it, and I was sort of doing lots of exams at the time, and I watched it in some of the live streams and it was good, so now I've got it for myself. So it's a little space adventure game thing where the story is you're this Federation ship that's got some critical information on rebels, and you're taking it to the fleet, but you have to go through several star systems to do so. And at the moment I've only got the starting ship, the Kestrel, and the Taurus and the Bulwark, so I don't really want to do either of those, so I'll do the Bulwark for this video at least. And as I said, I'll probably only do this for one episode and then just do each of the other featured games in the Steam Sale Aftermath series and then see which ones will be a series. Okay, so I'm using the Bulwark, which uses these the Rockman species as my crew. So we've got Nickme, AJ Hager, and Allison. And we've got Artemis missile and a hull missile. I think we will go for normal mode, and we've got the rock plating, which reduces hull damage. So I think I'll just go straight in. Okay, so here we are. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But to get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: hidden choices. When you see a blue coloured choice in an event, it's a special option that's been made available by your current equipment. Okay, so here we are. Each step in the game is divided up into these mini levels. Let's fire up our weapon systems. Oh, I should probably remove the thing in the corner. There we go. Right, and this is the beacon map, and this is the beacon, the exit beacon for jumping to the next sector that we're going to ultimately need to reach, but we should try and visit as many other beacons as we can. Now, because I've installed this on new computers for first time playing, I've got the beacon options turned off. Show beacon paths, so it means that now I can see like which beacons I can jump to after that one, because sometimes, say if I wanted to go to this one, I wouldn't know whether I could actually make the distance for this jump, and then be cornered and then have to go back around. And the rebel fleet will slowly follow us as we go along. And if we visit these nebula locations, so I'll start with that, it slows down the rebel fleet's progress. Tourist destination offering trade, so gives me fuel for drone parts, but I don't have any drone parts, so I have to ignore it. And each little sector has its own different scenarios. So, a strange vessel approaches. A digital message appears on your view screen. This is an automated merchant. Refill this vessel with fuel and it will supply you with drones. So this one's offering us to trade our fuel for drones, which we're not going to do, because we don't have any drones on this ship. We're using missiles, we don't have any laser systems, and definitely no drones. By the time you notice the rebel ship behind the beacon, it's too late to avoid a fight. So here we are. We have our first fight, and we see the enemy ship here, and we can see where their systems are. And each of these systems do different things, and we probably want to get somebody on weapons. So Allison on weapons, and AJ Hager on shields. Rockmen move slowly, but they are immune to fire that's spread on our ship. And I put auto fire on, so we want to take out their weapon systems first. Yeah, let's send both of our missiles after their weapon systems. Now, we do have shields, which block laser weapons, but shields don't block missiles. So there's no point in me taking out their shields, seeing as my missiles aren't affected by shields anyway, so I'm going to take out their oxygen. Yeah, so it hit, and then you can see red. I've shut down one of their weapon systems. I'm just going to keep firing missiles. I'm going to stop auto-targeting with that one, because I'll just use the Artemis missile for now, I believe. Actually, let's not use Artemis, let's use the hull missile in an empty room, which deals double damage because it's a room without a system. And that should blow up the ship. And there we go, that was easy enough. We were, however, hit by a laser, which brought down our shield. We only have one shield at a time at the moment. And then we were hit by a beam that went across our ship, which damaged our ship. But the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap materials. So we've got fuel, 2 missiles, and 18 scrap. This is our scrap, so we can use this to upgrade our ship, and recruit new crew, and buy new equipment at stores when you find them. But for now, seeing as we want to put another point into our engine, let's get another power bar, so we can put that in, because that increases our evade chance. As you see, it was 10%, up to 15%, which we want to do. And there we go, we can see next turn that's where the rebel fleet are going to be. So let's go to this unvisited location. And it's an asteroid field, oh dear. A pirate ship was lying in wait inside this asteroid field. It immediately moves into attack. Okay, so the problem with asteroid fields is that they constantly send asteroids at your ship. Your shield does block it, but it basically means that for this battle I'm not going to have shields. So we want to take out their weapon systems. But they're also affected by the asteroids as well. But that's no impact on us because we don't care about what their shields are doing. Okay, let's use the hull missile to take out their shields. Because normally we wouldn't bother, but with the asteroids actually damaging their ship, then they can be hit. So alright, you win, here's some equipment. So they're offering to give me 6 fuel, a drone part, and scrap. I'm going to accept their surrender. Simply because if you destroy their ship, you'll get more scrap, but if you accept surrender, you'll get more other things, such as fuel. And we're definitely going to be needing a lot more fuel than 19. It costs you 1 fuel every jump, and at the moment we're waiting for our faster than light drive to charge up. If there's still a fight going on, or asteroids or something, then you do have to wait for it to charge up again. Scanners are showing intelligent life forms on a nearby planet. No match for them can be found in the database. Let's investigate. You land a small shuttle in an enormous field whose only occupants are small, brightly coloured, 6-legged, horse-like animals. I'm not going to bring them on board to communicate peacefully. None of your attempts to communicate seem to work. They just stare at you silently. As you prepare to leave, one of the creatures canters forward and forcefully nudges you away from the ship. He seems to want you to follow him. Eventually, the creatures guide you to an old Engi ship's crash site. Inside, you are able to find and reactivate an Engi. So what that means is that there are different races. Obviously, we're a Rockman ship, but we just found an Engi, Ares, and I'm going to put him on engines. And they each have different traits, and we can see that if we go into crew. So we got Rockman, movement speed halved, immune to fire, and they've got more health. And the Engi repair really quickly, but their combat damage is terrible. So we will not be using the Engi to fight. We'll use the Rockmen with their increased health. Okay, so here's a distress beacon. So this is either like a civilian ship that needs help, or more often than not, yeah, a pirate trap. So this is an energy fighter, and they were sending out a distress signal for help when they didn't actually need it. They were just trying to trap people, which we were technically deceived by, but who cares? So that looks like an ion weapon, and that not only takes down your shield, but temporarily disables it, so we don't want them to have that. But they have this green shield. Oh, thank God I missed. They have this green shield, which is applied first before their blue shield. So it takes us a couple extra missiles to get in. So yeah, this hit, and as you can see, there's a cooldown here for when our shields are going to come back online. So the enemy ship appears to be powering up its faster than light. It's trying to escape. So now it's delayed because they've clearly moved somebody away from the bridge to come and fix the weapons. But if I take that out and say the engine, it means that they can't jump away. And as long as it's delayed and not charging, like as we're charging here, they won't be able to escape. This missile should do it. Yes. 3 fuel, well, The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful materials. So 3 fuel, a missile, and some scrap. 10 minutes, we're still good. Okay. So everything's good. Check on the ship. At the moment, since we haven't found any other weapon systems, we don't need to upgrade our weapons yet. I could upgrade our sensors so that then we can see inside the enemy ship better, but I think we should focus on upgrading our shields first. But we don't have enough scrap to do that, because every 2 bars gives you an extra layer of shields. Your arrival is greeted by numerous computer alerts. The nearby automated rebel scout has deployed a virus and disrupted your shield system. Hopefully it won't cause further problems before you can destroy it. Okay, so our shields are going to be offline for this fight, which means that we need to take down their weapons as quickly as we can, because their weapons are going to go straight after our ship. Now, as the Rockman ship, we do have a chance to completely avoid hull damage, which is this. Okay, but now we're sorted and safe, because their ship is an auto assault, so they've got no crew. As you can see, all these sections are separated, so they don't have any crew who could possibly repair their weapons. So as soon as you take down the weapons of these ships, they're beaten automatically, but they often have cloaking, which means that they can go invisible, which is annoying. Let's bring my shields back online. There it is. Okay, so there's a store up here. Okay, so I'll go there. Right, a transmission from a nearby planet indicates an outpost below, which offers supplies to travellers. You send down an away party to check it out. Okay, so here they are selling weapons. So you've got a hull beam, a hull missile, and a burst laser. I think I'm going to get the burst laser. Shield charge booster, so we get faster, obviously faster recharge on our shields. Scrap recovery arm to recover more scrap from fights. And an automated reloader, which increases or decreases weapon reload time. So we can sell some of these things, but we don't really want to do that. So I think I'm going to buy the burst laser. So now we've got this here. But it requires another 2 systems, so I'm actually going to shut off the hull missile in favour of the burst laser, because this way we're not using up extra missiles when we fire both the Artemis and hull missile. We're using up at least 4 missiles a fight, which isn't very efficient. Okay, so since that's where they're going to move next turn, so I can move here and be safe from the rebel fleet. You jump into an unremarkable system, no life signs. Alright, that's fine. So here, if I stayed here or moved there, then I'd be in a dangerous place, and it's saying, you know, very dangerous, don't go back there. So let's keep going forward. Greetings, it is so good to see you. We've been out of fuel and floating out here for weeks. We were terrified a pirate or those damn rebels would find us first. Can you spare some fuel? Okay, so I'm going to give them 3 fuel. Thanks so much. We don't have much to offer, but have a look at the sector scans we took. Oh, so basically that was quite a bad deal. Normally you'd want to get that at the start of a sector, and they've given us some information about other places. Like here they told us that ships have been detected here, but that's no good to us, so kind of a waste of our 3 fuel. But a lot of this game is down to luck and random chances, so we'll see. The nearby planet shows sign of habitation and great beauty. A rudimentary automated planetary defense system is looping its message in space. Warning, quarantine level 5 in effect under FHA Act 22, Article 11.2. Warning, quarantine level 5. Okay, so basically this planet is in a high state of disease quarantine, so we can't approach it, which is fine. Okay, so now we can go to the exit beacon. So now we have to deal with whatever event is here first. Yeah, so we've arrived at the long-range beacon, and we can jump to the next sector when our drive is charged. But There's another automated rebel ship. Right, so you detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. So we definitely want to defend them, because that means that we get loot from the ship, plus a reward from the outpost. Detecting the higher threat, the automated ship moves in to engage your ship. Alright, so now they don't actually have any shield systems, so we want to be going straight after their weapons. And since they don't have shields, they won't be able to block our laser. And the burst laser is actually really effective. So now I'm going to stop the Artemis missile attacking, because a laser is free, so I just fire the missile. So it fires 2 at a time, just like that. Because I've got it on auto fire, it will automatically reloop. You can actually see it charging on the weapon on the ship itself there. I'm just sort of doing an even spread here, because once you've critically damaged a system in the enemy ship, you may as well start damaging a different system to make sure that they have to run around and repair it. But that was automated, so it breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. Various things. The outpost hails you after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by these scouts. Take this on the house. A few things and a burst laser Mark 1, which is exactly the same as the one that we just bought, which is kind of a shame, because, you know, I spent 50 scrap buying that. But that's okay. Right, so now we're here on the beacon map, so obviously we have to move to the next sector now. And this is the sector map, so we just went through a sector and you've got all of these, and you always have to be moving forward, and the last one is always the same. But you've got different types of sector. You've got civilian, hostile, and nebula. So civilian, you're more likely to find things like shops and stranded people, so it's basically a nicer sector to go for. And then there's hostile, where you'll get into a lot of fights. And then there's nebula, where the majority of the beacons you go to will be nebula, so then you'll have a lot of things to visit in that system, because the rebel fleet will be moving quite slowly. But seeing as I've done the first sector, that should be a nice showcase for today. So that's the Steam Sale Aftermath video for Faster Than Light. Comment on your response of whether you'd want me to continue this. I can go, you know, the kind of civilian direction, like kind of this way or down, but then it'll all just kind of meet in the middle anyway, so it's ultimately really the same. But yes, just comment whether you'd like to see this as a full series, and thank you for watching all the way to the end. I'm pleased to have started recording again. It's really fun, and I will see you for the next video.